What's good, y'all? All right, guys, let's see what's going on here, though. All right, cool. Pretty sure you guys should be able to hear me. Let's see how it's. Oh wait, is this top? Okay, this is me. All right, cool. We're good. We're good. I can just do what I gotta do now, so I can just officially draw. Yeah, big things out here now. We're here streaming and drawing. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do what I want to do visually for this drawing. Now I'm adding in the details for the arm and everything else. And if you couldn't tell before, we added some minor details too. Let's give it a little bit more oomph, you know, like the comic does, to make it more like visually appealing. That way it has somewhat of a gradient at least. Because if you look from afar, it doesn't look like much, but if you zoom in a little more, you know, you can tell. You can still tell there's gradients, obviously, because of the rendering and stuff, but it helps with that too, especially. No. Yep. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is not that one. I might need to do that one. Yep. Because these two will go hand in hand now. I got a screen for this one. But what? That did absolutely nothing. No way, it did. It did what it was supposed to do. Okay. Screen could work. If I want to change the color, what happens then? Yeah, I'll worry about that later. This is the layer I want to focus with. Okay. Alright, we should be good. Alright, let's see. I love that you can add the amount of paint and everything else too, though. Like, whether if it's a harder amount of paint, so it'll add more depth to it, or if it's not, pretty much. And this is basically like a blend brush, so if I want to blend this, I can. It works perfectly the way that I would want it to, is if I were traditionally blending something. So it works pretty well, I would say so. Not effortlessly, but it works pretty well for what it does. It's gonna add more pressure though, that's the thing. So I kind of want to sculpt it in a sense. It's not like I'm doing anything that's like super difficult, but I'm trying to get a sense of what I wanted originally for the piece. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. So that's why it's important to use references and everything else for armor and everything else that we have. This one kind of based on like Japanese-esque armor, but you know, giving it my own flair in a sense. That way it looks more distinct. That way it's not like a copy paste sort of thing. Where it's like, oh, this looks exactly like this. It's like it's kind of the point, but not exactly. Not gonna be like, oh, it's outright specifically this. If anything, I would say it's more inspired from it, and not a complete utter exact replica of it. And that is also why I'm glad we have this. So now, like for instance, okay. Okay, now, if I were to add some other stuff, let's see how that would work. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna actually. Okay, that works actually really well. So now it's gonna add some variance, add a little bit more darkness in some areas, so that we have a good variance in tone and everything else, right? And then for this area, we want to make it a little closer to this. Okay, now we want to go back to the light that we have and do it in the way that we have it here. So that way, if I want to just do one of these, I can't. Because now it's not like, oh, it's just gray. Now it has hints of blue. If I want to add more color variations, I can, which is really dope. So now that we have that amount of paint, we're just going to make it a little bit more harsh. But not to the point where it's oversaturating and everything crazy. And I'm just trying to really make it so that it blends correctly more than anything else. Oh, wait a minute, let's see. Alright, yep, that works pretty good actually. Let's see if it's on this just a little bit less. It'll still work. It still works pretty good. Hmm. Alright, that works pretty good. Now if I just grab some of that ink that I was gonna do anyways, I can just do a mapping pen over the sides and then just now let's see what happens when I add a screen on top of a yep, there we go. Gotcha. That's what we were trying to get. Nope. Need to make it larger, so just you can see now. Nope. Go back. And just boom. Well. Okay, let's consider the swords aren't there in the way, so we can just do whatever we need to do with that. Now let's say for here, right? We add a little something, something. Nope, fix that again. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fix this part anyway, so it's not completely done as is. I'm just kind of giving you guys a reference point of where I'm going off of. I just really hope my video doesn't get copyright striked, but if it does, it is what it is. We'll find a way to adapt with that situation in hand when it happens. But yeah, we should be good though, pretty much. To my knowledge, at least we should be. So now that we have this, now I'm gonna do a little test around, just to see what happens. No. Fix that. Alright, excuse me, let me see what we're gonna do now. Boop. Go to here. And just feather, no, not completely erase. We're gonna make it so that it would go in congruency with everything else. Not congruency isn't like, basically I want it to match up. Not 100%, but like it's gonna be areas that I wanted to reflect on both sides. Cause you know, that's how light and stuff works, refractions and reflections. So yeah. What about now? Alright, that could work pretty good actually. Now, let's see if I can get a mix layer. Okay, that practically just keeps our texture, so we can keep that too. But now, go back, erase that, and then fix all those mistakes. Not mistakes per se, but the little areas that we have right now. Not to say they were bad decisions, but looking back now, they were decisions that could have been made better. So we're gonna keep those little lines that we have, though. That's the one thing I am keeping about this. Let's see, sketch, yep, kick, pencil, black. Alright, now, if I'm correct, if I go here, nope, Control Z that. Alright, this works out pretty good. Yeah, this works out pretty good. Because, yeah, we have this, right? But considering now that we have this, I gotta make it a little lower. No, we don't want a super thick either, though. That's the thing. Because these are supposed to be minor details. This could work. No. That's pretty good. I'm gonna actually... Yeah, I'm keeping this. Gonna go on Splendor. Let's see what that does. Now I need to go back. Control Z. Oh, duh, I gotta actually. Yep. There we go. Oh no, that's just making absolutely no sense. Hmm. Wait a minute. I gotta figure out something. This is just real quick. I gotta figure out what's going on with my pen real quick though. Hmm. Okay, there we go. That's probably what the problem was. I was pressing the wrong one this whole time. It's okay. We got it though. Yo, wait, so how does gouache work then? Because if that's a blender, you can apply. Okay, I'll just have to use this one for now. It'll make sense later anyways, so we'll have to use it like best way we can best way I can explain is we're gonna have to use it like a not a blender specifically, but kind of like wood. Yep. So this works actually pretty well from what I'm trying to do. Oh, this works great actually. Yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to do. Not exactly, but I mean, we got hits of blue. We got a little bit of darker colors, which is good because they're hard mix anyways. Let's see what it looks like. No, we don't need that on. Nope. Wait a minute now. Oh snap! This is on the same layer. It's not. That's kind of not a good thing, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. turn that off, right? Okay, we can still do with what we have. Not gonna destroy anything crazy, because we could still just blend it in anyways. Yep. So now, that's fixed. So now what we can do is This music is pretty fire. Sorry about that. This music is pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie. I was streaming for about 2 hours for this, and I'm had to sleep. But yeah. Hmm. No, I don't need. I don't need that for screen on. So now I can do this for multiply. Let me just set it up so it makes sense. Oh, now I'm in the eraser mode, so let me go back. Control Z. And apply. Excuse me. Alright, that looks pretty good actually. That's pretty good. So now, let's say if I were to rotate this on the collar-esque look. Let me just... Oh yeah, this works really good actually, this paint and apply. Okay, let me go back on that part. Yep, that works pretty good actually. Let's see. And what would happen if I actually add on the lyrics? Tending lead. Oh snap! It got darker. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's really good actually. Let's get the great tool right now for us. Or at least I'm assuming that it got darker on my end. Just a smidge. Not too crazy, but just enough to notice at least. Yeah. So now, if we go up here, yeah, it's the darkest color we have. So now if I just expand the size, and since it is paint and apply, we can use it like a blend brush. So that'll work perfectly. So now, do one of these, and boom. Okay, now let's zoom out from afar. You're always gonna want to look at your cameras from afar. You don't want to just be like, oh, super zoomed in all day, because it's gonna be hard to notice what it looked like from like a further perspective. Like, let's say if I wanted to make this a print, like how would it look face on? Instead of it being, oh, me zooming in, looking at all the small little minor details. It helps to add in details, but that's why you always got to look back at your overall piece so that it makes sense. Because if you don't just stop and look at it, you're going to miss a lot of things that could make it look more interesting, to be honest. That's the way I would describe it, though. And so now that we have this tool, thankfully, we can do as we wish. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and just expand it, and boom. So now the other one, the kind of set up like how you would for a regular circle. It's a smidge, you're just doing just a smidge. And I didn't know what I said. Oh, you don't need to zoom out. Well, I'm doing it so I can see detail. That's really why I'm doing it. That's kind of the main reason why you want to zoom in, is like see stuff you would think you would miss objectively. Essentially, is what you're trying to do when you're zooming in pieces. All right, so we'll just fix this later on. This is like small minor stuff like this. We'll fix that later though. But then now, since we have this tool as well, we can add in other colors too. But right now, I'm choosing to do more of what I would have to do anyways. And then boop. Now that that is done, so now we gotta go up here. Looks pretty good actually. Let's see. Yep. So now that we have that, that actually works really good with that. So now it's not like it's specifically an edge per se, but it blends in enough to give off the appearance of one, is what I would say. It's also good to add in minor details, texture details at best, is what I would call them. Textures. Well, that's one of the problems about contrast though, right? If you add too hard of a line, right, it'll look like it separates the area. But there's nothing wrong with that though either, because it could work in your favor depending on how you're doing it. You can do it with color, you can do it with showing variation, right? Multitude of ways you can do that. Show harder edges and separations of something. I love that it sounds like actual paper now. It's amazing. Okay. Now let me just zoom out, right? Oh, that looks good. That looks fine. That looks fine to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think it looks fine. All right, let's see. My goal for this is to firstly get my things done in terms of rendering more than anything else, because obviously you want to get rendering done correctly if you're gonna not only do color but actually make it look like a 3D form on the objects connecting to a body. That's basically what armor is. So that's my goal right now, is to do as best as I can with this. I think I'm doing pretty good so far. So now the whole point is just getting it done overall. That's the plan. Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna add a little bit of separation in this piece. This music is fire though, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Looks good, looks good. Alright. I'm not gonna add in any blacks right now because that would be too high of a contrast to add in anyways. So let me just separate it with this technique I can use, which would be top of the armor, right? But have it make a specific shape, and then the bottom. And since we're going to darken that anyways, we could just have it be a variant. Okay, so that works good for that area, but now here's a real question. Nope. Hit it too hard of a line, so now it affected it. Which is not bad, but it's not the way that we want it to look. So you do gotta be careful when you're doing stuff like this. And don't forget to always make sure you save your files, because that is very important. You will lose so much progress. It will not be a fun day for you. That's all I gotta say on that one. You forget to save your files to, a hard drive, SSD. You're basically gonna have to restart over. It's as simple as that. It's the best way I can describe it. But yeah.
I wish that.
So we got this. 1 second. Okay. And if I don't get it finished, I can at least get the armor done. That's at least my goal for right now, getting the armor done. Out of everything else, getting the armor rendered correctly. Because if that works, everything else should fall in place, relatively speaking. It's my biggest concern. If the armor don't hit, I don't know what I'm going to do. Obviously, I would do better next time, but like my thing is, I want to make the armor look as best as I can. That's another appeal. Like, if he's wearing armor, I'm gonna at least have it make sense and look cool. I can't just be like, oh, just have it look cool. Like, no, I gotta have the functionality of it first. Make an understanding and kind of reflect the character, which is kind of why you need to have designs that would make sense for the characters. And since the reason why I'm having him even wear this type of armor is because that's what, ninjas typically did back in the Edo period. I believe it was called. Let me find out, actually. Yeah, so basically during the 15th to 16th century, I would say. But yeah, like my point still stands. You want to have a good, concise design that makes sense with the character instead of it just like, oh, it looks really cool, but what functionality does it have? Like, right? If you were to put your armor, or let's say your piece, into a 3D space, would it logically work out? And if not, what could someone do to improve the design? It's kind of why I like the motif that like animals, like no capes. Like, yes, they would work, but they are more of a gimmick in the sense of it looks flashy. So I get that. Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a really good design for some characters that it works for. But considering that I'm drawing a ninja, it wouldn't make most sense. Like if he was an emperor of sorts, or like the general, yeah, it would kind of make sense. Because typically generals wear higher ranking stuff in those time periods and stuff anyways. But he's not a general or anything. So it would make more sense for him to have the armor that he does. He's not like completely, utterly like it's not to the point to where he has to rely on only his resources that he has. Not saying that he has a lot for the character, but he doesn't have to where he can just literally make high grade armor with all these small minor details right now at the point in time. So he can make it. He can make his stuff. It would just cost a lot more than he has at the moment. But yeah, excuse me. That is one of the reasons why I'm enjoying drawing and let alone designing the character the way that I am. Because one thing that I can say is that at least it makes sense, right? Like, in the world that we're in for my character, it would be like a modern world full of assassins, so on and so forth, demons, more like supernatural-esque and gothic elements. It's not like 100% modern where everybody's carrying a phone or anything, but like they will have certain devices that are similar to phones, if that. Then again, that also depends on, the time period we're talking about, because right, 2000s really had flip phones. Like now it's smartphones, essentially, is what you have currently. And then before that, you had like the brick 90s phones. Before that, you had walkie talkies. Before that, you had like pigeons. And before that, you had people literally traveling long distances to get one message across. So, yeah, we also have to consider how time periods work for everything. That's another really important thing you gotta understand when designing characters. You gotta understand your time period. You gotta understand how, if these characters fit in your time period, and if they don't, how could you make that a good thing instead of it being, oh, they're just a fish out of water. Because there's a ton of fish out of water stories that just don't work, and there's some that do. But if you're trying to sell your story and make it a good story, you're gonna want it to work. And if not, how can you improve it so that it does work, so that you can market it correctly? Because, yeah, I mean, like, if someone were seeing that character, like, oh, maybe Mortal Kombat and stuff like that, maybe, a bunch of rest. Okay, like, I get that. I kind of get where they're coming from. I wouldn't say it's like that completely, because there's not any, like, tournament arcs or anything going on. But, I mean, if we wanted to sell it, I would say, like, there's a bunch of brutality and stuff going on in the series that I'd be planning out. So, I could kind of try to sell it like that. Like, not the next Mortal Kombat or anything, obviously not, because they have their own thing going on. And I'm just gonna riff on their style. I'm gonna make my own stories. That's kind of the point. Because if you're just basically biting someone's style, it's not a bad thing, but it doesn't help when you're trying to consider yourself a good story. In the sense of, oh, I made this not on my own, because nobody really does their own stories on their own. You at least have help. That's why you have writers, editors, and everything else. But if you and your team that you're working with want to consider this a good, impactful, original story, not 100% original, but the way you would sell it, then you're going to want to have some things that could be marketed in terms of inspiration. But you don't want to full-on copy. Like, you don't want to be like, oh, this is the next Naruto, or oh, this is the next Dragon Ball. Which, that can work if done correctly. But don't try to copy. Try to make your own stuff. That's just the way that I view things in terms of creation. Because the idea of a ninja is not original. And the idea of them using shadow manipulation in some media is not original. It's the way that he would be doing it. Glad that I'm doing this though. It's really fun doing lives for you guys. Not gonna lie. Very interesting the way that I can just draw and just chat pretty much. It's really fun. For me at least. One moment. I'm gonna go ahead and just yeah, I know you're thinking, oh, it looks super dark on your screen. Or if it doesn't, well, yeah, it probably looks super, the colors probably look super desaturated, but they're not. They're actually somewhat vibrant, not too much to where it's like over exaggerated or anything, or oversaturated. But yeah, this is what I have so far. All right, let's see what's going on. All right, wait a minute. Whoa, that couldn't have been an hour, and if it was, that felt pretty short. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Oh, that was 40 minutes. Okay, it's not terrible. Let's do an hour though. See how that works. See how that plays. Hmm. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the screen. Let's set it up so you can actually hear what music we're playing. Audio capture. Let's see. Yep, we're gonna do that. There we go. That works. All right, there we go. Yeah, so as long as we're louder than this, that's all that really matters. All right, cool. All right. All right. So we got that. We got our music. We are here balling, you know. All right, let's go back to what we was doing. Back to the drawing. Oh yeah, I love that it makes sense overall. All right, let's see. What's on? All right, let's see. Oh no, we actually went to black. I was not intending to go to the color black, but that's okay, because now, since it is on the color black, we can go back to the color and select the right one. Now we go back to multiply, and boom, we're good. Nothing super serious happening. We're basically straight. We ain't gotta worry about no problems. We ain't gotta worry about having to fix anything crazy. Because it's basically unaltered. Not in the sense it's not completely altered at all, but it's not to the point where we gotta worry about too much. So now that we have that, let me just increase the size, add a little bit of variation. Alright, now we go to eraser. Just y'all probably wonder why I'm doing this too. I'm doing this to show separation in the armor plating. Cause right, if we look at it, not a glass empty or glass half full sort of situation, but if we look at it right, just tonally at least, I could even say that, tonally, if we look at this piece tonally, it would make more sense for it to not have these all be darker at the bottom, because if we have it all dark at the bottom, they just look like they're gonna blend in each other, which is not a bad thing, but that's not what I'm going for. So we gotta consider that as well as part of the design. All right, let's see. Do this. All right, I think that's good for now. It's not gonna destroy anything or nothing crazy, but I mean it's a pretty good start. Pretty good start, I would say, me personally. So now if we even do a little bit of this, we're fine. All right, let me say one sec. I'm gonna go ahead and check. Let's look at the comments. Yeah, what's good, my boy? Your boy over here screaming now, it's over. We're in the end game, brothers. No, I'm playing. Oh, this is an hour worth of music. Let's go. We actually drawing. We only maybe an hour in. Yeah, probably an hour in. Almost. Nah, but yeah. So now, wait a minute. What layer am I missing? Yep. No, I'm missing a layer, or at least I felt like I was. Let's see. Something ain't right. Something don't make sense. There we go. That's what I was missing. Oh no, that just basically got rid of half of the stuff that I wanted. That made it way too dark. Let me just see, yeah, let me just go back to here. And redo everything. Not everything, not redo everything or anything crazy, but repurpose it. Because I want more blue than dark colors for the armor. Because at least that way, right? At least for that way, if we think about it, right? It's not like, oh, it's completely dark. No, what am I thinking of erasing some? I'm not intending to. No, we good. I'll just actually make so that it blends into from gray to blue. Yeah, I'm actually doing like a soft erase into it. That's what I'm gonna do. I do gotta figure out how to make the soft eraser kind of balance on both ends. Or at least that's the intent of it. All right. I hope you guys can see the amount of blue that's still in the piece, so that'll work perfectly though if that's the case. If not, I'll be a little bummed out, but it's not gonna kill me. It's not like, oh my gosh, the piece is done. Nope, go back to eraser. Alright, I think it's probably the best we're gonna get for the rendering so far for that. Yeah. Cause, right, holistically, if we look at this, it's a pretty good piece, right? Like, I think it looks pretty nifty. And so now that we have the black darker tones with the blues, it'll improve it even more. So we're gonna try something like that. Let me just Control Z all of this. That way it makes sense. We'll go back to the layer and see what some effects can do with that. Linear burn, color burn. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set it up so that it's like yep. So it'll look more blue, but the darker you go to get more dark. That's actually a really cool idea, to be honest. The way that I see it, at least. Because, right, you take a coin, right, you reflect it in certain light, it'll look black. But at other areas, if you look at the coin, it'll change its pigmentation based on the minerals and oxidization of the coin and everything else, just elements conflicting with. And by coin, I mean like metal, because coins aren't made of metal, obviously. But yeah, so. But yeah, stuff like that's very important. You gotta consider coins aren't just one solid color, there are multiple of colors. It's kind of like skin. Skin's not one tone of color, it's an amalgamation of colors that makes up a holistically view of color. Like if you were to go to take a photo, color select it, right? Put it into a palette, you're getting like at least 50 different colors. Kid you not. Which is really dope. Because, you know, you think, oh, it's just, you know, so much of brown. It's like you get like hints of orange or reds. No, you're getting like a pretty good variation of like burgundies, variations of red, of course. But you're also getting some blues. If not, some definitely like grayish blues in the skin tones for shadow. So that's another thing we got to consider as well, because it's not just, oh, it's only one solid color. No, that's not the best way of thinking about it, because everything has a variation of tones. That's the reason why I'm even adding the blue, because I could make this black, or like just a, not a monotone, but like, yeah, I could just make it black, and it would convey a similar feeling. But if I add blue, it shows more that it's an actual metal instead of it just being like, oh, it's just that solid color. Because, right, we could even compare it. I'm deleting that layer for now. This one I'm keeping. Now this one, I'm just gonna have to fix. So the reason that I'm doing this is because now we can separate that and make so that the layers that we do have, that will have the light be in it, it'll make sense. Anything else won't be affected by that. Which is also why I'm glad that I did what I did for this piece so far. It just works. Because not every element is going to be one tone of color. It's got to be a variance. Like naturally, frogs aren't only green. they may look green, but they're an amalgamation of different colors to make green. So you gotta consider that as well. It's not just like, oh, everything is one tone. Nah. Like, to even make the color black, you need a variation of colors. And that's why some things work when you add like contrast, right? Like if I were to add a black color to a blue color, it would be a tonal contrast. And I could even add like variations of blue, like a light highlight, well, a neon blue I could even add to this, which is what I'm going to do because it's metal. But that also helps show that, right, it may have variants of darkness in terms of black and then like bluish colors, but it also shows that, right, it's able to refract those colors instead of it just being, oh, it's just white that's hitting the areas. No, it's a variant, specifically with the armor since it's a metal. So yeah, stuff like that to me is very interesting. Like, I go to lighten, right? Bunch of stuff can happen if I do different effects. Yeah, if I overlay it, that'll even make it look different too. See, let me zoom out so you can actually like tell the difference. Right. So this blue, right, versus this being black. Not multiply, but I would just go to. Oh, that's a pretty cool color. That's like a thermal color. Yeah, like a black. Like, see, right? You can tell the difference. It doesn't look. It looks appealing, but it doesn't look as appealing if it has variation in color. Like, let's say I multiply it, or even color burn it. No, color burn it wouldn't work. Yeah, even this would make no sense. But yeah, let's see. It's not good color. It's good color. No, it's too blue. It's not bad, but it does. Sorry. Oh. That works pretty good, actually. That works for me, at least. You guys might disagree, but I think it works. Yeah, this works pretty fine to me. All right. Yeah, so we got that. Actually, I'm gonna change the effect from heart light to. Yeah, even that looks better to me because at least if it's a dark color, it'll have hue variation. Like, let me show you. Go to color dropper, right? Now we can officially compare these two colors, right? Wait, no, that's probably the worst thing to do right now. Hard light would probably be the best way to explain it. But yeah. Oh yeah, it also helps that we have this too. I really want to like really go back to the one that I was talking about for the layer and just is this it? Nope, it's the one below it. Right? Yeah, it's the one below that, but okay. Even that looks better. Yep. Now that just shows hue variation. So now you don't only have blue, like a. You don't have just like regular royal blue-esque colors. Look a grayish blue, and now if I even add more detail, it's gonna make it look black, which is good. So now we'll just do. All right, now that we have that, let's go and alter this so where it would make sense. I'm out of paint. We're just gonna 100% that now, so that it comes out bigger, not bigger, but thicker in terms of how we use the paint. Nope. Right in the layer. Okay. I'm gonna just. Actually, nah. I'm gonna just go ahead and. Yeah. I just gotta figure out how to change the colors. Now we're good. Yeah, that looks really good actually. I like this. It's looking pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie, pretty good. Here, got a little bit of blue variation. You know, the good stuff. The good stuff, right? Yep. Your boy had to scream for about an hour. It had to be done. All right, now let me see. Let me see a little shum. Let me check a little shum out. Do a little investigating. Am I right, guys? No. No, whatever. Let's think about it like this. Yeah, I'm gonna start adding some stuff like that. That'll work. Textures will work really good with this actually. Instead of it just being like, oh, hues variation, which is good. But I want to add some textures now. So now, let's see what layer I can add on here. So if the light's there, right? We could make something that would separate the light from that and then also be a texture too. So this is what I'm do. No, not that way. What? No. Add another layer. Yes. Oop. That'll be fine for now. All right, let's see. Add my mapping pen in, right? If I zoom out, because now we have the comic book textures, right? All right, we got a little bit of that, but now I want to add in more stuff. So let's see. Because now that would also add in like the element that I want to have, just like a certain style to a little bit of pizzazz. Yep. Yep. So now that we have that, right? Okay, so we got that. The middle ground is here. Yeah, that's just making me think about Zeus. That's good. Let's fight Zeus. You're gonna hide behind the skirts of Athena. Loved her. I love God of War. One of the greatest games ever. I'm gonna definitely have to draw Kratos on the screen one of these days, though. I got a piece started. I just gotta work on it more. Definitely have to upload that one to the channel, though. It's gotta be done. It's gonna be fire. I think you guys are gonna like it. So now, yeah, that actually works pretty good. All right, let's see. Here's the thing: if I add some of this stuff, right? Would it? Okay. All right, and we got this, right? All right. That's that, and then we have this now. Nope. Some of this would slap it kind of wouldn't though in some areas. So no way that could help separate it. Let's see. Yeah. That actually looks pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty good. Alright, now let's see if we can do it with some of this. Oh yeah, that'll definitely hit. Let's see what it. Ooh, oh yeah, that'll be great. Let's see. We're getting the hang of this now. Alright, now that we have that. That would separate it. So now. Now let's see what happens if I start throwing on some certain textures. Let's see. Because now we zoom out, right? We zoom out. Imagine this. Zoom out. All right, listen to me. Let's see, we're just going. Just a smidge, right? All right. Boom. That. But I went. Right. So we got that. Yeah, we got that. Now. Because now we're doing that. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah, we gonna need that. We gonna need that, dog. Nope. All right, let's see if you can tell the difference for that. Excuse me. Not the novice talents, brother. We're doing big things out here, though. Yeah, so we are doing big things. We add a little bit of that texture extra. You already know what it is. Give this piece some oomph, like I've been waiting for. Yeah. But then here goes the other problem we could run into if you think about it, right? If I throw all that in, alright? what about the pieces that are parts of the pieces that are darker, right? Like, I can't use it as a highlight because now, right, this would just be accent marks at this point, which is not bad, but I'd have to find a way for it to stylistically work now. What I'm at, actually, this might work. All right, let's see. Okay, that would make sense. So now, wait a minute, this actually might work. Okay, so that was a solid blue. We just, yeah. Okay, actually, this could work. So the line just changed whenever we're in certain areas of the body. But I can't just use blue. I'm gonna use some other colors too. Let's see. What about what? No, if I add it to the face, that would just look weird at this point because it wouldn't match up anyways. But what I could do. No, that'd be just too crazy. That would be too crazy. It wouldn't make sense. Although you're thinking like, what is he about? Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Like, let's say for instance, if I wanted to add like the angry mark. Wait, nope. I can't do that though, because it would show up now. Yeah, that would show up. So now. Ooh, nah, that would be weird now though. Alright, let's see. Okay, yeah, then we gotta add it down here. No, I need to go back to eraser. There's some music you hear when the villain's like monologuing and whatnot. Alright, let's see how this looks from. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. It still shows up. It's coherent. It's readable. Okay. So I'm doing this specifically for armor. I'm not doing this for the rest of the body though now. I just decided that was a better decision. For me. That's what I see it at least. Because now we can just add texture with the armor. What about? Oh no, I did wrong layer. No. It was on the screen layer instead of the other one. It's okay. It was one layer, 2 layers below. It's okay. Let me just erase these. Don't need them here. Don't need them here. This I'm just having like that, but this is where it's finna get dangerous. Right, let's go again. Try to start right this time. Right, cool. That looks better. Definitely looks better, more readable now. See, all this is why it's important to zoom out. This joint finna slap. I can't wait. Let's see. No. Let's see what happens if I try to add some of the cool stuff. Let's see. I couldn't really add nothing in the face because it's like I could, but wouldn't make sense now. At least right now, because right, the face is already textured, it's already done. This would slap as a piece though. Let's see. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and try to see what I can do. Right here. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put with the variations of it all. So now that this isn't regular, we can add hue variations. The good stuff, if you will. Let's see, actually, how would this show up on our stuff? Darken. Oh, that would make sense. Well, this we just saw was a black, basically, at that point. It's not terrible. Near brown. Correct. Nope. That could probably work. I can think this looks better though. Personally. Let's see. Huh, let's see what's going on here. Cause now this is a normal layer. This is basically for my armors, right? Armor. This definitely gives a little bit more of a feel for it. But now, if that's the case, then what do we do about the forehead? The chromulus domulus, if you will. Nope, can't do it that way because now it's already. So I'm gonna have to set up so that would make sense. All right. Let us see. What makes the most logical sense within the piece? No, that would make more sense actually. So it works for the armor, right? Now, what about the actual suit? And I ain't talking about the gi, I'm talking about the actual suit. How would that work? Hmm. Hmm. So we got that, right? Yeah, we got that. Okay. Now, because there's light hitting here. Alright. Hmm. Yeah, how would that work actually now that I think about it? Hmm. Okay. Nah, I don't want everything to be blue. This one's our problem, so I'm like, oh, trying to figure out how it should work. Hmm. Yeah, I think it's about time I end the stream. It's pretty good stream so far. I think I'm doing pretty good though. No, nah. But if I do get to use the bathroom, I can just start a new one. Yeah. That's what I've been doing. We use the bathroom. Start a new one before. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell button. This is my sketch part 3. You know, we're just pretty much just testing the water, seeing how things work with this piece. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be back though.